All right, we are fresh off of the third place World Cup game. We're recording a little earlier so that tomorrow we can catch the World Cup final. And I didn't actually watch the game, but
It's a shame.
definitely
That was a actually fun game to watch between France and England.
it
With the
definitely
final score
sounds
of 4-6, France
sounds like
4 and France or England 6.
so.
It was
I think I was checking the score when I messaged you, and I checked it was halftime, and England was up 4-0, right? 4-0. So what happened in the second half? Real quick.
second half. I think I don't know. Typical sports halftime speech happened. France came back alive. Maybe I don't know.
Okay. So
But they started scoring. They started playing like they actually cared again. Like in the first half of the game, like what happened to defense? France's defense just was not there. I think leading up to this game, it was like England were like, we don't want to play. France was also like, we just want to have fun. Like
okay,
they even asked the coach, it was like, hey, can we have a night out in Miami? And the coach was like, no, you guys go practice and all that. So like, there's maybe some of that going behind the scenes because it's third place match. It's like the All Star game or like the Pro Bowl, what have you, because you don't want to get injured here. I mean, yeah, there's still payout for like the third place winners, which is about I think 30 and a half mil, and then fourth place only gets 2 mil less, so it's not big of a difference, but still like a prize pool. But yeah, first half was like just England scoring in the first 3 minutes of the game, and then just continue pelting on until they have and for whatever reason, it was pretty laughable. Like defense wise, France just did not give a damn. The goalie was doing everything he could, but also at the same time looked like he didn't give a damn until the half started. And then from then on, Mbappe started playing better because the rest of the team started actually playing. It got really exciting because up until I think like the 80th minute or however, 80th minute, the score became 3-4. England didn't score anymore after the half, and France came back up 3-4. But Michael Elise, he's had multiple opportunities, like great scoring opportunities, where he just missed. Unfortunately, he just didn't finish the job. So it could have been very well easily 5-4 France being up in that if he had scored those goals that he had great opportunities with. But unfortunately, he did not. He did not. And then in like the final, like 15 minutes of the game, including extra time, Bellingham for England came in, being the last substitute player for England, and then he got a goal in extra time and finished the game off at 6-4, England winning. But a lot of the game was just like backup players for both teams, and then they know Mbappe's on the cusp of getting his golden boot. He just needed to score 2 more goals to beat, to claim the lead, and also to beat Messi for the world record of most goals in the World Cup, which I'm very glad he did. And yeah, people can say like, this is third place match. They're playing backups. Who cares? It's like whatever. He didn't score in the World Cup final, but like, I'm still glad he got like the golden. He may get the golden boot because there's still a game tomorrow, and Messi would need either 2 goals and an assist or 3 goals to reclaim the spot.
wow. So was it tied at any given point of
No,
the game?
it was
No, it
not
wasn't.
tied. England always had the lead. It's just France had multiple opportunities after the half to like come back and take over because England was just backpedaling just like they did during Argentina.
I see. I see. Wow. I mean, I would. So I will go catch the highlights on YouTube
Yeah, this
when
was
it
the
gets all.
most goals scored in a World Cup
Well,
match.
yeah. I mean, it's like was it 10 points total, right?
Yep.
That's that's incredible. Yeah. When I saw the final score, I was like, something happened where
Yeah.
France just like decided to really get in there and play. So
Yeah.
that's
England
pretty neat.
scored their 5th goal off of a penalty kick, and then from there it was 5-4. No, 5-3 at the time. Um, France tried to come back, but then Bellingham came in and finished it off
Wow.
easily.
Okay. Okay. I thank you for the recap. I will definitely
Yeah. Oh, and Saka for England, he got a hat trick,
Okay, I mean, I'm not familiar
which
with the
was like
players, so okay,
one of the
that's
most respectful things a player could do because during that penalty kick for the fifth goal, it was supposed to be Bellingham's penalty kick, but he gave it up to Saka because at the time he only had 2 goals.
oh
So
yeah,
he
yeah,
gave it to him to get the hat trick.
yeah, yeah.
And if Bellingham had scored, he would have been on the record books for most goals by an English player in World Cup at 7 goals. But he gave it up for the hat trick to his teammate.
Oh, I see. Okay, exciting way to end the third place game. I hope the final tomorrow will be even better.
I think the final tomorrow is going to be a lot of hype because it's the final, and it's Argentina. There's Messi and Spain, but I definitely don't think it'll be as high scoring. But I think there's a lot of tension
Well, yeah,
because
yeah.
it's a final.
It's you're not going to just let the other team score as casually as they would in the third place game.
Yeah.
Um, okay, that's great. And again, I am rooting for Argentina. That is
Going for Spain.
my original pick from the very beginning. So I do hope they repeat. I actually, I mean, I have like, not that I root for them or a bandwagon or anything. It's just randomly there was this thing, pick your favorite to win, and I just picked Argentina, and that was it.
Well, now I'm just out of the top 4 in that semifinals bracket. Like I would have been fine with any of the 3 teams except for Argentina, or any of the all 3 teams that are not Argentina.
Okay, so yeah, that makes sense that you go for Spain.
Yeah.
All right. So
And I'm hosting a watch party tomorrow for the finals. So I have friends coming over. The idea is to bring food to support the country that you're rooting for tomorrow.
okay, that's a nice theme. So, okay, here's the thing. I don't even know what is uniquely Argentinian food
They
or
have
I have
like,
no idea.
they're known for steak, at least. That's all I can really say.
Okay,
They have like
that doesn't really help. I mean, I guess steak, but steak is like universal almost.
yeah, but their steak is like top quality in terms of like beef quality.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like
But
you
they
could
have
say,
a lot of shared dishes with other cultures, obviously. Like empanadas is like a lot of cultures have that.
yeah. So
Whatnot.
what you end up getting is the same kind of foods. There's nothing.
Well, I have to remember to I briefly looked at a list of Argentine foods because I was curious, and I can't remember too much. But I know my coworker, who's also a very big like soccer nerd, he told me like Argentina has like these hot dogs that are pretty unique to them.
Okay. Well, best of luck
Yeah.
to your party in that you don't end up getting all the same things.
We'll see. I mean, I told people don't tell anyone what you're bringing, so it's gonna be a fun surprise.
Yeah, that would definitely be because certain countries, certain foods come to mind like right away, right? But
Yeah.
if you ask me, Spain, I mean, the
Paella.
only thing, is like seafood paella, and that's like no one's gonna bring that. Well, you have to buy it. No one's gonna all of a sudden make a giant thing to feed I don't know how many people or whatever.
Yeah, that's actually a spoiler for any of my friends that listen to this. Actually, they won't because this won't be live Monday. So I'm bringing paella tomorrow because I'm going.
Okay,
ordering
how are you
takeout.
bringing? You are living
Okay.
there.
I'm buying paella. and
Exactly.
then-
Someone would have to buy it. I
Yeah.
don't think it's something you can make.
I thought
I
about
mean, you
making
can
it, but
make
I'm
it,
like, I don't
but-
want to store a like 38-inch pan at home.
Well,
So
I mean,
it's
it's not like 30, but like
to
unless
feed
you
like 10, 12 people, yeah.
unless
it
you
needs to
make
be
it
like that.
regularly, it's something that's not
Exactly.
easy to make, right?
And the
So,
pan
okay.
itself is gonna cost it costs
Okay,
twice the amount of
you don't
the
have to
two paellas,
go
so I'm like,
buy the whole pan and thing, but
yeah, but if I were to make it, I'd just buy a smaller pan
yeah.
or just use my skillets, my stainless steel
And
skillets. 'Cause-
yeah, I mean, there's just nothing comes to mind because I'm not very familiar with those countries and their food.
well,
but
it's food, and I know, unfortunately, well, no one's really drinking, but Spain also has sangria as a drink that's unique to them.
yeah, I mean, Spain. Yeah, I guess there's tapas.
Yeah,
So Argentina,
I know a little more
I have,
Spanish food than I do Argentine
yeah.
food for sure.
yeah. Okay.
Gonna pick that up
That's
tonight.
it's gonna be a fun one. We'll see if I even have a chance to
Starts at
watch it.
noon tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm usually out doing stuff, or I'm recovering from surfing in the morning. So
Yeah,
we'll
last
see
time
what
I'm wearing
happens.
this jersey for a bit after tomorrow.
Okay, another 4 years.
Well, I can also just wear it for like when PSG plays in the Champions League.
I
Or maybe
guess
not,
I
because
don't
it
know,
says
man.
Mbappe, so maybe when he plays Real Madrid, it's kind of like.
All right, you try to follow that if you. I mean,
Thankfully, they
I'm.
play the games. They start around noontime here Pacific time, so not hard, and they're on Paramount Plus to stream.
Or you're talking about the regular league games?
Yeah, the Champion League.
I see. All right. So following up a couple of the things from previous episodes. So you should have seen your doctor, right?
I have.
Okay. So MRI results, you did it, came in. Now you saw the doctor last
Did
week.
the follow up this
Uh,
past Monday.
this follow up, okay,
It was
and
my plus minus. Well, the topic of the MRI is going to be my plus minus of the week.
okay. So I'm curious. I mean, what's the
I'll start with the
big
MRI
details
follow
with
up
the
first,
results?
which to me is a big negative because the surgeon, she looked at my MRI, and I'm glad I
Okay.
pushed for the MRI because it turns out I have 3 severely herniated discs in my lower back.
Man.
At my L4, L5 are the ones that are more severe than my L3, but they're all like herniated, bulging,
Okay. Okay.
which
So
is
what?
pretty bad because at the L4, L5, those are the severe grade levels where it's
Yeah.
like pressing more on my nerves,
Yeah.
like severely pressing on my nerves. But like the thing that shocked my surgeon was that I'm not in more pain than I am now, and in that my pain is very inconsistent and like very minimal, if
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel the pain that I would feel if I had sciatica.
Uh-huh.
So she was very shocked about that. And then based off the MRI findings, she said like if I wanted surgery, it would be reasonable too to like get a microdectomy if I wanted. But the bigger thing to me that was like the real negative out of the MRI
What?
was that
There's
she
more?
said to like stop running, basically.
Yeah, I had a feeling that
And she
that
said to do like cycling or swimming instead.
yeah.
That's just like, and this is all I think because precautionary. They don't want my back to get worse and like totally block off the nerve. So that was like I was very shocked. Like after my follow up on Monday and then going to Tuesday, I was pretty down about it because I'm like, what do I do about cardio and all that? I've been running and like, and also the other thing is I was thinking like I've been running like this. Like I could have had like severely herniated discs for like years, and I've been running like this just fine. Was the other thing because when they looked at my MRI, they say it was like more of a recent injury, which I don't get. So I'm like, I don't know of anything that would have happened to cause it. But the other route I'm going with is PT, which I've already saw PT on Wednesday for my first
Yeah,
session,
Yeah.
and that was my positive of the week because I received great news from the physical therapist actually when they tested my. So I had my session in the morning for like an hour, tested my like range of motion, my strength on my body parts, like my arms, legs, everything, and they said like I actually don't need to limit running. Like I can still run fine. Just reduce the session for now until like we improve and start loading more on like other parts of your body and strengthening that.
Yeah, that I mean, so that's the same thing that I was gonna tell you the same because on a lot of physical trainers, and it's the same thing I said in previous episodes is uh rebuild your back, build a natural back brace, strengthen those muscles, so that so this is why I don't. You're still young, where I would say surgery is you don't need to. You're not like hella old, right? And even if you're hella old, they probably don't want you to do surgery. They're probably like, oh, younger, you could do surgery and have a long road of recovery because you still have a lot of time. But honestly, I really think you just have to rebuild your back. The PT route,
Well, they're
is
not going to do the back muscles right now yet. They're going to do my hip stuff so they can do that for running more. Get me
well, I
back.
mean, it's eventually going to lead there.
Yes,
Uh,
eventually
uh,
it will work on the back, but right now they want me to work on the hips because that's where I told them my hips are more tight. But the range of motion, the strength test, they all said was good to very good,
well, I
which is
mean,
good.
it's relative, because what's going on, and this is probably why it's more recent, is your running probably has impacted and this is why I don't recommend running, for, let's say this. I would say people don't need to run. Generally, generally, I would say you can get. You don't need to really run long distance marathons and things like that.
No, they don't. You
There's no
just have to
real.
do like 3 miles at most, I think, which is just 5K for your general
Well,
health.
I don't even say running period because
I
I've
mean, just a
yeah,
distance. You can walk 5K, whatever,
yeah,
like
yeah,
that
exactly.
distance.
I mean, just I've 4 years into my health journey, and I ran less than like 10 miles. Honestly, I walked mostly 99% of everything, and then as soon as I ran that one time 5K on that whatever international running day, I was like, nope, this doesn't feel good. So I automatically just stopped, and it's very stressful on the body. Running the form increases cortisol, which signals your body, hey, you need to refuel. It's stressful on your entire muscular skeletal system. And the trade off, unless you're like perfect, let's like form's perfect, everything, you never know the impact that's happening on your joints. I mean, that's why, the cycling and the swimming are low impact, high cardio activities. Um, and it's just increasing resistance. And I think you can get back to like running form. But I would definitely invest in rebuilding your muscles.
Yeah, I've been doing
Uh,
the exercises the PT has prescribed
yeah,
to me and recommended.
and
Uh,
it's like yoga, stuff that helps you build strength, but not like and still help with range of motion because you want to be strong, but you don't want to lose range of motion for these kinds of rehabs. You want to still retain your range of motion and have strength through the range, mobility, basically. So, it's a long journey. It's a long journey. It took me 4 years. It took me 4 years to finally say I feel good. That I'm not worried about bending over and then pulling my hamstrings and then pulling my lower back because of weak muscles. So hamstrings, hips, hip flexors, all that, the ankles, the calves, all that, the posterior chain, the lower back. The Nordic curls is one of my favorite exercises to do.
yeah, that's
Um,
tough to do.
it's tough for everybody. Just like when I first started, it's very simple. Like most people can't do one.
Yep,
They
I
can't do
barely
one.
do half of one.
Yeah, and it took me a lot of time to even get to three. So it's a long journey, but your 30s, your early 30s, and this is why I think you could do better. By the time you turn 40, you could be more fit than I am. But you have to stay consistent. Like I can't do it for you. All I can do is just say, hey, you, and remind you, hey, stick to it. Stick to it. It's the payoff is worth it. You want to live healthy, able body throughout the rest of your life. So I'm glad you got the MRI. I'm glad you know. So the thing with the disc and stuff like that, it's not like a life sentence, okay?
It's not the PT folks. I also said like eventually like you're bulging. It'll like get back into alignment.
Correct. But
And
remember,
like they also said
consistency.
people live with herniated disc all the time.
Correct. But consistency so you can live better.
So I can't work on a back yet because I asked if I could do like back extension exercises basically, and I said hold off for now.
Yeah, you got to take your time now that you know exactly what's wrong and what's up. So you got to slowly, like I didn't get into my back stuff, range of motion stuff until I think year 3 to 4. I had to slowly build things along the way. And this was just me evaluating myself. I didn't, and I saw like what I had a session with the physical trainer for performance once, and I saw the other doctor, um, the DO of osteopathology, and all these things are signals. These doctors and these people, they see the symptoms, they see the causes, and you just have to just stick to it, man. Just stick to it. Just remember, mark this time frame of July 2026, and a year later, you ask yourself, or you can envision yourself. If you stick to this a year later, you'll be better off, right? Or you'll be healthier, or a year later you won't be. But it'll be a reflection of the amount of time and effort you put in. So I hope that you really do put in the work, and not just PT, but remember, it's those days that you're not going to see them that you have to do the work.
Yeah, I do it every morning before work.
Yeah,
Because I'm supposed to see him like twice a week starting next week.
Yeah, so that's super.
But I was just like super down Monday, like just not being able to run or being told not to run by the doctor. I was like, just like, you're killing me here. Like,
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's the same thing. Like, there are days where I'm so tired I can't surf, but recovery is super important.
Yeah,
and
I mean, just being told about a doctor that is like, it was just a big shock. But I'm glad my PT told me otherwise, that I can continue.
I mean, you can, but they're gonna tell you need to rebuild first. It's not a life sentence where you can't run forever, but it's something you got to work back into, so that when you do run, it's not going to be like, every step you take is making the situation in your lower back worse. Because fundamentally, what it means is the misalignment gets worse with every step. High impact steps like that running. So you don't want to do that. So once you get everything back in alignment, and it no longer creates that pressure on your lower back, your muscles can support it in other ways, then you can probably run. But I would still say I probably wouldn't run to the extent of like, let's say you're doing a marathon. Maybe at mile 12 is where you start feeling numb. Then that's a signal that all the build up to miles 1 to 12 has finally triggered your symptom, and your and your disc is probably feeling the impact now. So you got to read signals like that to know where your body is at during this progress. So
I mean, the big thing is I don't feel pain for the most part. Again, it's like not the pain that you would expect from having disc issues.
So think about it like this: you don't feel the pain because it's numb. You can't feel it. That's how you know it's bad.
Surgeon, I mean, I don't know. Surgeons just said, like, I'm surprised you're just not in pain. Like, that's
no. So that's the thing with the nerves. Once it goes numb, you won't feel it. It's like, when you lose your legs or something, you lose feeling in your legs.
I know what that feels like because I've had sciatica. Yes.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, that's slightly different, but I mean, like, not just sciatica, but I think that's the wrong term. Sciatica is pulling the nerve ending versus actually feeling nothing. So imagine like you just
my
lost.
nerves aren't totally like pinched all the way into the bone where it's totally numb. There's still space.
Yeah, but that's where it's a where you're reading the signal wrong. Being numb is not what you want. Not feeling pain. So not feeling pain is a huge signal that something's wrong, and that's where you have to reevaluate and say it's not pain that you're looking for.
But it's also not squished to a point where it's numb.
Okay, yeah, sure, but it doesn't matter at this point. What you thought were okay because you didn't feel anything, it was actually not okay. Is the point? So that's why it's not always about feeling pain when it comes to nerves. It's about losing that sensation, that ability to feel either pain or pleasure or anything. So that's a signal that your body is like, oh, something's up.
Well,
Something's wrong.
when they tested the PT pressed on my L4, L5, I could feel the pain if there was any.
No. It's not that part. Remember, it's everything below that part. So that's why when you say numb, it's not numb at the spine. It's the numb at everything below, and that's where it gets. I mean, well, you at least you didn't know, because if you knew better, it'd probably be like kind of scary. Like, hey, I'm poking my calf, but I don't feel anything or something. That's when it gets scary. But you can
Well,
see
I
it.
know I feel pain in my calf because when I'm cramped up, it hurts.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's kind of a different sensation. But stuff like that is it signals your body is sending out that something's
Because I
wrong.
can still feel pain in my legs.
Well, of course you can. That you're not
So
handicapped.
yeah, I mean, but not totally numb either.
Yeah. Well, so that's where you got to know your body. You got to be able to talk to your doctor and
Yeah, I have a follow up
describe.
in January, but
And,
we'll see. I might disappoint her.
well, I mean, it's up to you, man. It's
'Cause
up to you.
my PT is telling me I can run, so
No. It's you gotta chill out, man. You got to chill out. It's not a matter of you're missing the whole bigger picture. It's not about running. It's about being able to live the rest of your life,
yeah.
right? There's no need to rush any of this. There's no need to be like, my PT told me to run. Well, yeah, you can run. No one's gonna stop you, right? No one's gonna physically say don't run and hold you back from running, and then tie you up. But you do it, and you don't do it properly, then you risk further injury, is what it is, and that's their recommendation. Hey, don't take it easy, man. That's all they're saying. And if you don't want to, that's up to you. You know. So it's not you're never gonna disappoint the doctor. The doctor's just like, hey, it's your life. I could care less. You want to live how you want to live. So, but the bigger picture is, I hope you do the right thing for your body so that you can live well into your 70s and 80s and not look like father, like a hunchback.
Yeah.
That's the image that if you need like a image to burden your mind, that's the image that should scare you and be like, I don't want to turn into that.
They also couldn't determine from the MRI whether or not it was from my football injury too,
That's hard to say.
because it's been so long.
That's really hard to say.
But they definitely see like on my right side of my leg where where my right foot turns numb, like they see like that nerve being pinched a bit from like when I had sciatica.
Yeah,
It's a lingering effect as I thought it was.
So that's the effect of having sciatica and then not taking care of it. And
I didn't even know what sciatica was when I had it.
Well, most people, back then.
I didn't even know what the word sciatica was.
Exactly. Back
Until
then,
after I had a visit to the hospital and was reading the medical report after, or the treatment report.
Yeah. Yeah. Nowadays with internet, the information is a lot more available, and we know what things are, at least for the common person, versus before you have to talk to doctors and stuff. So it's a long road, man. Long road, but I've been there. I know what that injury looks like, but there is possibility. There is a better version of Ray in the future, but you have to build that and get there.
I'm not afraid. I just don't want to stop running like altogether. I'm fine running like once or twice at most. Like, just don't tell me to stop altogether.
No, you should honestly stop and do other forms of cardio in the meantime until you are recovered to a point where running won't make your situation worse. So that's where you need to stop. Like, if I got a report, what is it? Is 3 impacted herniated discs total, right? I'd be like, whoa, I need to reevaluate. I need to reevaluate what I'm doing. I think that's like a wake up call. And I mean, to get an injury like that in your 30s is you're lucky, because it usually doesn't happen to people so young. So you have an opportunity ahead of you. So please, like, just do what you need to. This way, I'm not the one pushing you in a wheelchair when you're 70 and I'm like 80. Just be able to take care of yourself. But if you're not doing it for yourself, I mean, do it for your wife. Do it for the people around you. If you can't do it for yourself, just make sure you do this recovery and rehab properly and listen, do everything that you need to do, and really take it easy on the running. You got a whole life
I've
ahead of
already
you to
taken it
run.
easy.
And when you are ready, I will chase you down. I will chase you down when
Well, I
you are
don't know
ready
when that'll
again.
be at this point because I can't train for it.
That's fine. You could. I think like if someone really wanted to do a marathon, they could just walk it.
I mean, yes, my friends have done marathons, but their times were also like 6 hours or so.
Okay, 6 hours. A little. I mean, walk a little faster, man. Walk faster.
Well, it's they they tried running it first for one of them, and then they ran up to like I think mile 13, and then their legs gave out, so they walked the rest of it.
Yeah, I mean that's better. That's when like I can't do this. I'm just gonna walk. Like it's no shame in that,
Yeah, but
honestly.
that's also why it's also like 6+ hours to finish.
Yeah, that may be a little too much. 6 plus is yeah, a little much. Oh, okay, man. That's some yeah bad news, but good news at the same time because you know exactly what you can work on.
See, I wish I had pushed for an MRI when I was a kid, but I didn't know better. I
I
was
mean,
under like under
that's
parents' plan
that's yeah, that's hard to say. That's
because I
hard to
was still
say.
having pain problems, or when I was like even having my sciatica, I wish I pushed for it then, but I didn't
Well,
know better.
I mean, it's hard to say. These things, because yeah, you yeah, I don't know. I'm not you. I'm not your history. I'm not familiar. I'm not your doctor. So, it's hard to say. I mean, it's not
Yeah,
like
I mean at that point it's just to see whether or not football is the reason why my. I mean I know it's part of the reason why my back hurts here and there, but I don't know how impacted from back
yeah.
then.
So, yeah, work on your hamstring. Work on building hamstring strength because that's the one most people neglect.
Yeah, I have was it 4 exercises. One of them is a single leg hamstring or single leg bridge, and then another one's like hip airplane. Then I got like hip. I don't remember the names of them.
Start doing yoga. Just start doing yoga. It's
There's like
changed
four
my life.
exercises they told me about.
It changed my life doing yoga. In a short amount of 3 months or so, I think maybe 2.5, 3 months of doing yoga, it's changed my surfing. It's changed my ability. It's changed a lot. So look into it. I mean, you don't have to pay anybody. Just go to YouTube and follow those yoga videos for like half an hour, and it changed my life. Changed my life in terms of physical capability. So look into that. But yeah, man, that's a big one. So we won't dive into other stuff right now. I think it's a good time to absorb all this and really like take a step back and be grateful.
I mean, I
You
already done
know,
that earlier this week, so
well,
moving past
yeah,
it.
but it's for just take it all in. I can talk about Maui and all this other stuff later, but really, it's health is. I hate how it rhymes, but health is wealth. Real wealth is health, right? That's for me. That's my philosophy. Other people can place wealth on other things, but I think having health and being healthy is the greatest flex. The greatest flex. Um, because I'll tell you this, and not saying that it happens everywhere, but when I go out there and surf, and I tell people, and I'm getting to know people, and eventually my age comes up, and I'm like, nah, man, I'm like 42, and they're like, what? 42? Uh, that's
Yeah,
the
even my
greatest.
friends they saw this podcast of you, they don't believe you're 42.
Well, I don't know what resolution this is all, but 42. But I'm like, and this is the greatest impact. I've only really consistently worked out and super training to be a surfer to surf for like the past 3 years. And the past 3 years has slowed down my aging and all that, everything. Um, I feel like I'm in my 20s. I feel like, man, I go out there and tackle somebody or something like that. I just have that energy and capability. I'm stronger than I was when I was a teenager. I'm more fit, and that is, I don't care about all the people I don't know out there. Right? I hope everybody lives well and is healthy, and don't eat fast food and junk food or whatever all the time. And make that their routine. But I know you're my younger brother, and as much as I joke and kid about it, like I don't want to, I don't want you to look older than me. You know, when we're in their 50s, 60s, and stand next to each other and be like, dude, who's the older one? This guy, you. I don't want that to happen, right?
I think
And
it'll depend in the future. Like even if I exercise and whatnot, like stress and everything else could play a factor of that point in life of how someone's outward image looks too.
well, yeah, I think this is why I love to surf because it has given me peace. Work can be burning like dumpster fire. It wouldn't affect me whatsoever because my inner peace is the ocean. Like you could fire me right now. It wouldn't even matter because I just pick up a surfboard and go to the ocean. You can't take the ocean away from me. You can't take that joy away from me. And with
Yeah.
that as my core, it's like it doesn't even matter.
I think that's why like I was so shocked from my doctor telling me to just stop running because I remember not being able to run when I had sciatica. It was like one of the worst feelings I ever had. That's why I picked up running afterwards once I was better, so I could feel running again basically.
Yeah, just the great thing is
It's
find
like
other.
yeah,
It's like the same thing. So this is the thing. It's like I love surfing so much that I have to take care of my body so I could surf well into my 80s. And the same thing for you. You love running enough. You take care of your body right now, and then you could run like those skinny ass people that
I'm not
that
gonna be
run till
skinny
80.
like them. I don't think it'll ever happen to be that
You know,
skinny.
don't be surprised. Like train yourself to that level. Strive to
Well,
be at that level, and
I
you'll
think people will be
see.
worried about me.
No, I wouldn't be worried. I would not be worried
They're like, "Are
because
you eating enough? Are you eating well?"
no, no, it's. I mean, don't. I think that's great. Like strive to perform at an elite level and not just show up, but show up to win.
I'm not
Um,
winning a marathon.
no, no, but you could train to be. You could train to be the best version of yourself.
Yeah,
There's
but
no
it doesn't
need
have to be
to.
skinny. It can be better of myself, but it doesn't have to be that skinny.
Well, that that slimness comes naturally through their training as a side effect. And if it happens, it happens. They accept it. That's just the way it is. It's you shouldn't fear about being skinny.
I'm not.
There's no
I'm just
fear.
saying. I don't think I'll ever make it to that point where they are. Obviously.
Well, it depends how serious you take your training. Like my surf training, I'm serious. I'm damn serious about it. Like I'm committed. I wake up every day. I train 3 to 4 hours.
Well, they're
I
competing to win marathons. I'm just keeping up my health.
maybe you need to do more. And that's what I realized. I had to do more. I couldn't just the program that I started out with when I first started working out versus today is drastically different because I realized I need to do more. And you have
Yeah,
to
everyone's
remember,
body's different to how they tune a train.
no, 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 no. I mean, you have to remember, your body will adapt. It will plateau, and if you don't constantly, progressively train, you got to train progressively. And if you don't, then all you're doing is entering maintenance mode. Um, but you don't even know where your limits are. You don't even know where you want to be sometimes, and you're just going through the motions. So I highly encourage you when you get your health back and things are like train to win, not train to be mediocre. Like train to win, and really think about like for example, yeah, you may run a lot, but hey, let me try cycling to help increase my aerobic fitness without having to put the stress on your body. There are other ways that I train. So, my surfing, I do yoga now, and it has opened up a whole new world for me in the sport. And I never thought I was like, yeah, I just do the same thing. So that's open your mind. Open your mind into other ways of training where it's not just running. Like the strength building, that you gotta build muscle because
Which I
running
do.
running destroys the kind of strength that you sometimes need for running.
That's why
Um,
I always tell you strength trained after running.
yeah, well, you can whatever it is, just make sure you do it because you lose muscle over time as you age, and if you don't do resistance training, it's very easy for you to just become weak.
Yeah, in
So
general.
do that, and it's just good for you in general. Like, you know, and when you look at me, it's like I don't look like a bodybuilder. You don't have to look like a bodybuilder.
Right. I mean, no one's gonna
Yeah.
get to bodybuilder status unless they're aiming for it.
Well, it's yeah. You don't need to look like those people that are always shredded because that's
Yeah, that's not my goal.
unreasonable. But when I need to call upon my strength, I have it.
My
It's
goal is to be able to move and run
yeah. There's some
because I
yeah.
see more of it as a survival instinct. Because bodybuilders, great, you can push weights up to 100 pounds, but can you if you need to run to catch something, can you do it?
They probably if a good well they probably can. It depends. I could tell you some of the buffest people can also have some of the best cardio, but cardio helps with them looking that way they are.
And
Um,
drugs,
well,
steroids.
yeah, drugs, that's steroids and stuff, but that's different. That's a whole different. Bodybuilding is a whole different um, kind of realm of fitness versus just being athletic. And that's where I aim to be, just being athletic. All right, so that's a big revelation. I'm glad you know what's up. Now when we talk and frame your health, we can be like, hey, we have specific things that you can target. Your herniation, your disc, and things like that. Now we know, and it's not ambiguous where we're just guessing. So it's great. It sucks, but the problem, and there are solutions. So I really, 100% just commit to those solutions, man.
Yeah,
That's
trust in my PTs.
and when you don't, I'm gonna remind you. I'm gonna remind you.
Hey, I'm pretty good at following the directions or
Good,
their
good.
prescriptions,
I'm
rather.
glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. So keep doing that. You know, eat well, eat well, train well, and live well, and just keep it going. Okay.
I mean, I've been feeling healthier since I've drank more water, started to take Huel for lunch, and then my D3 vitamin supplements, because apparently that's actually more rare in my diet to get because that's based off of fatty fish and some other items, because D3 is more specific, and that was the nutrient I guess I was lacking.
I mean, just you're gonna know what you eat. You're gonna know.
So
It's
it's not something milk or yogurt would fulfill for D3. Those are different types of vitamin D's,
yeah, but just eat your vegetables, eat your
which I
fruits.
do. Bok choy, man, it's OP.
I don't know, man. Whatever it is, just make sure you eat your vegetables, fruits, get your lean protein in, and get your carbs in, and just know what nutrition you need, and eat well, and try not to eat processed foods or super
I
processed foods. And
actually don't eat much processed food at all.
well, yeah, that's
That, I mean, that's
whatever
just
it
part
is.
of the diet we have here at home. Barely eat processed food.
I think the biggest way, the simplest way, is just prep all your meals. If you prep all your meals, generally they're not going to be processed, unless you're just reheating frozen food.
We barely have frozen food actually.
Uh,
The only thing I have are because I bought them as just nostalgic food to share with my coworkers that we went on. If you remember the taco pockets from elementary school and the or middle school even, they're called taco nadas, and they're just They look
I
like they're kind of
have
like a
no
hot
idea.
pocket ish, but like it's
I
filled with
know
like
Hot
turkey meat
Pockets.
and like chili ish. It's just like brown stuffing inside. It was one of my favorite treats in elementary school.
Yeah, that
But it's actually
like,
it's processed frozen food, but like the meat at least it's turkey meat. It's not like beef or pork.
well, I mean, you know what I mean with like
Yeah.
frozen pizza and
Oh
stuff
yeah.
like that. You know,
I'm actually wondering like if the foods that kids eat back then are actually like in school probably more nutritious than the stuff they just find in the grocery store in the frozen aisle.
I mean, it depends how far back. Depends how far. If you go to like the 50s or 40s
Okay,
or
not the
whatever,
50s, but like maybe 90s, early 2000s.
yeah, there were a lot more during that time in terms of processed foods.
Instead of eating like your banquet frozen meal and like and that stuff, or like the fat boy or the big boy, whatever they call it, and Stouffer's, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm
So
wondering
yeah,
if school's lunch meal is healthier than that.
who knows? Who knows? Those things is a wild guess.
Because I know at least in Asia for sure, but I don't know about America because it's hard to balance frozen food and like school nutrition food.
We're adults now, at least. Just prep. Just prep. I mean,
Do
it's
you
very
prep
simple.
like the same meal or a different meal?
I mean, I eat the same thing.
Yeah, I can't do that. My wife and I both can't.
That's the problem. I mean, alternate
We enjoy
between weeks.
food. We
Yeah,
can
I
like-
enjoy my food as well, and I can
Like-
eat the same thing.
and we enjoy variety.
You can still have variety, just program it. You've ate 30 years of food. You know how to mix in variety and still
Yeah, but
eat the
if
same.
we're buying,
you-
we're
you-
trying to. If we want to be
You're-
efficient, in
just
terms of
think about
groceries,
this.
then-
Anything you eat now, you already ate before. So there's no point really to change it all up. You already ate it. You already ate it. You already had it. So it's just a matter of you're eating it again regardless. You're never going to eat a lifetime full of different new foods every day, right?
No, but like you want variety of food because
You already ate it. It doesn't matter. It depends how your variety. You just got to reprogram your thinking.
I mean,
yeah.
that's for us. Like one of the joys of life is having different foods.
Yeah, when I go on vacation, I do that. But
Yeah,
on my day-to-day life, I
oh.
don't need that.
Day to day, we still try.
I mean, you can try, but just think about it. You already ate you ate the
Yeah, but
same
that's
thing
just part
before.
of like enjoyment of living.
Sure, I can enjoy eating the same thing. You can enjoy eating different things, but eventually, you already ate it before, so you're essentially eating the same thing.
Sure,
It's
but like
not-
I'm not gonna have like tikka masala 2-3 days in a row.
Okay, if you,
If
I
we're
don't know
meal
how.
prepping.
Okay, I mean, I
Or
meal
butter
prep.
chicken.
Like my meal prep is the same thing. I eat the same. Look, my breakfast it evolved. It used to be peanut butter sandwiches, and then I cut out the peanut butter because it's too fatty.
Really?
Now
It's
yeah,
too fatty?
and then I had cottage cheese and avocado between two sliced bread, and then now I need a little more protein, so I mix in turkey instead, and then
What kind of turkey? Like how are you getting your turkey? Deli
It's just
meat
from
or, like-
Costco. It's just the sliced turkey in Costco bulk.
So I've read like this. Wait, sliced like the rotisserie ones or like the
No, it's just the deli meat. The deli meat,
Oh.
whatever they sell
The
in
deli
the.
meat, that's just processed stuff.
No. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. It's not processed to the point. It's just cut. It's just cut turkey. Just sliced turkey. But think about it. It's 50 calories. You get like 10 or 20 grams of protein. It's just efficient. So turkey, throw in some lettuce, and then a slice of cheese to give it some flavor, and that's about it. And then the next thing out of that breakfast component is Greek yogurt with berries and some honey. I used to drink coffee, but I took out the coffee because I ran out of instant coffie. I only because my mother-in-law
drink
gave
coffee.
us instant coffee packets, and I just want to get rid of it, so I drank all of it, one a day. So that's breakfast, and then lunch is cottage cheese, avocado sandwich, and then maybe a cookie if I need some more sugar. And then dinner is more of a cooked meal. It's for the longest time, and it still is. It's an alternation between salmon and chicken. I just alternate between the meats, throw in some spinach and a little bit of rice, and that's my dinner. And that's that is my standard default 3 meals a day. And then if my wife orders something, then it might switch up a little bit for dinner. But consistently, breakfast and lunch are the same things. Um, and that's the easiest way. That's the easiest way. No need to think about it. Get all my nutrition in there. And then my snacks is the popcorn and fruit. Right now, I have a lot of dried mangoes, so eating that, and then I
Those
have
are
the
sugary, no? The dried mangoes?
no, just get it unsweetened dried mangoes. So I'm and then the lesser evil popcorn from Costco. I have the
What's
family
lesser
size
evil
bag.
mean?
It's just not. It's healthier. Like it's not super buttered up
Is
or
that a
anything like
brand
that.
or is that
That's a brand.
oh,
It's Costco. They go on sale. It's $5, and you get a giant bag. And popcorn is one of the easiest things to snack on to give you that snack mouth feeling without
sure,
a
because
lot
it's
of
crisp.
calories. It's 3 cups of that is only 150 calories, and it's a great, just simple snack.
Yeah, I don't even snack for the most part
Uh,
unless it's right before dinner.
well, I mean,
I don't carry snacks in the office.
but you got to remember, I'm different, right? I do like 20,000 steps a day. Like I walk like an hour, an hour plus, or 2 hours, 2.5, 3 hours worth of walking every day, and I constantly just need energy, but I want to make sure I fuel properly. Because you could, like, I could go and eat the wrong 100 calories, right? It could be 100 calories of sugar or 100 calories of fat. I don't want that. I want good nutrition. And that eventually leads to your body definition and defines your macronutrients and where you get your calories from define how your body composition will eventually look like. So that's why I look pretty much the same, but my body comp is much better now than before. So a lot of that is science. It's just science, and I had to learn all of it. And I'm still learning. Every year, I build upon my body of knowledge so I could get better and better at this. So same thing for you. Learn your body. Remember, this is week 1, month 1. 12 months from now will be different, and hopefully you'll have progression. And it's play the long game. Play the long game. Stick to it. And at the end of all this, you'll be better. You'll be a better version of yourself.
Yeah, I'll have to see how the next year goes as well.
No, don't see
Because,
you.
If I have a kid next year, things are going to be different.
No, don't see. Commit. Do. It's like Yoda says, do. Don't try. Just do.
I mean, things will be different if I have a kid next year.
Still, you still got to prioritize your health. Doesn't mean don't use that as an excuse. Still prioritize your health. No reason to not.
Well, I have to prioritize my wife and the baby.
Yeah,
future.
but you can still prioritize your kid. So that means give up something else in your day so that you can prioritize your health and your family. If that means stop playing games, or
I
that
barely
means
even
stop
play
playing
games. Like, I don't even hit 1 hour a
well,
week.
yeah, not games, but stop something else. Stop hanging out with friends, or stop hanging out or doing something to commit and invest that time in the things that are truly important. Because I think this is where you have to ask yourself, what's truly important for me is different. What's truly important for
Right.
you, right? But I think there are some things that are always universally important generally. I believe if you can't take care of your health, then you can't take care of other people. If you can't take care of yourself, you may want to take care of other people, but because you can't physically, then you can't help others. So sometimes it's rethinking that process of, in order for me to help you, I got to help myself first. And in your situation, I don't want you to not be able to bend over and pick up toys on the ground, right?
I've heard about the golf pickup method.
No, don't. Those are the stupidest things. Like, the body is made to function and move through a variety of movements. We shouldn't need to compensate through other random. No, so think about it that way. You want to be able to take care of your wife, your family, and things. You want to physically be there for them for the long haul. That means you got to invest in your health. You got to invest in yourself. Because if you gotta lay in bed because you're in too much pain, then you're no help to anybody. Just think about that. You know. So that's the bigger, deep thinking questions that you have to answer for yourself. I know my answers, but do you know your answers? That's the important part. And I'm not saying you got to know them right away. It took me 37 years, 40 years of life to have all the answers. And now that I do, I have clarity. I have peace and clarity.
Namaste. That's what it sounded like.
Oh yeah, I
That
have
sounded
peace
something
and
like from your yoga
clarity.
videos.
Well, that's how a lot of them sometimes end. Namaste.
Yeah, I know.
And that's how we're gonna end this episode. Peace and clarity. That's right. That's right. All right. All right. This is pretty good. We'll catch up again next week. Enjoy the World Cup final.
I'm gonna go order my paella so I can
Yeah,
pick
and
it
yeah,
up.
make sure you get that ordered at six o'clock over here. So
Yeah,
enjoy.
thankfully restaurant closes at like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
today.
Well, enjoy that. Enjoy the games, and I'll catch up with you next week.
Okay, what is next week? Oh, 26. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
By the time we record the next one, my sister-in-law and future brother-in-law will be back in the States. So I'll be picking them up that day.
All right. But yeah, I'll catch up with you next week, man.
Yeah.
Namaste.